way. I think you guys are awesome at this.
Oh, thank you very much. We have a good time doing it, and asking Mike to do the show was probably one of the best moves I ever made in the past couple months. Because
Nice.
Actually, yeah.
no, I had to restructure a little bit, and
Totally.
and after I talked to Mike after Evolve came out, because that was the second EP, and I really helped push the first EP on Airplane that tunes a lot, so he got in touch with me again, and it just literally kind of just took off from there. Pretty much after I interviewed him about the EP we talked about, I was like, well, man, do you want to do it? So
That's so cool. That's so cool that you kind of like met through the music and like helping each other out in that respect. And oh, that's brilliant. Mike's music is amazing as well. So like, big up to that.
oh, absolutely.
Oh, cheers, guys. I love you guys. I'm on the show every week, actually. just come and praise me. I love it.
Yeah. So we're gonna get up to the newest song, and we weren't sure if this was on the album. Now it is on your Bandcamp. We're gonna let you queued up. It's Damage Control.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so that will be on the new album. We've re-recorded it, and it's a lot faster and a lot heavier on the new album. But yeah, it's gonna be there.
Right on. So let's get that right now. This is Wolfe Sunday with Damage Control. Dig this.
start to feel sober until we do this all again. Well, there's a party at my house and the lights are shining bright and we're singing all the old songs of a long forgotten night. There's a party at my house and it's never gonna end until all the alcohol is drunk and the sunlight's coming in. Da 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 da.
All right, that was Damage Control by Wolfe Sunday, and the new version of it's a lot quicker. But even that one's a cool tune, and that to me is like could either be the start up or the wrap up of the night. After like a night at the bar sort of thing, because kind of that gives you the last pump up, so you can make that stumble as opposed to walk home.
That's exactly it. You've got it perfectly.
But yeah, a great tune. I love for that, and I just in general, like I love your energy, and it's amazing. It's amazing to me that you can keep that up throughout all the two albums plus this one coming out, and just to keep that energy going, because that's really commendable. Because some people can't, meaning like,
yeah.
No, they're playing a show, even though they're into the show, whether it's mainstream or not. No, halfway through, you can start to see them kind of slow down a little bit, but. Even though I've never seen it live, totally. I can just picture the show just keep going and going and going. Like, curfew's up. Too bad. Let's go.
Somebody once told me a long time ago that it's really important that even when you're playing a show to like two people, you need to like put all your energy into it and play it like you're playing Wembley. And like I honestly kind of maybe put that into my entire life really, and like if you just kind of like go at everything with full energy, like good things will happen, maybe, hopefully, like you can't do anything half-heartedly. That's how I feel about life.
No, it's the truth though, especially when it comes to music. I mean, it's not just the catchy hook or what have you. You need to put something else there, kind of to essentially sell yourself, quote unquote, to get yourself known out there, and the energy, it's just one of those things. Like the more people are likely to say, you know what, man, I just saw Wolfe Sunday yesterday, and they put on one of the best live shows I've ever seen, just because they're so high energy. Like, oh yeah, I should see that next time. And little by little, word of mouth goes, and more people should keep on showing up for the next show, because the word's being passed around. So it's not just the music, but just a live show in general. Because like myself and a lot of people out there, they want to see a good live show. I mean, you can't just go out and play a show and it's like, well, this is all right. And it's like it's disappointing, especially whether it's like $10 or $50. Like if they don't put a good show, it's disappointing no matter which way you look at it. If they don't give you kind of like what you're expecting out of them.
Totally. At the end of the day, it's like it's not just music, like people go for entertainment, and when you're putting on a show, it is entertainment. And if you're just kind of like standing there, and my problem with a lot of kind of acoustic musicians, and especially solo acoustic musicians, is that they just kind of stand there and look a bit miserable. Sometimes they sit down and they just kind of like. I'm like not into that at all. Like I get bored really easily by acoustic musicians that sit down and whine a bit, and I try and be like the complete opposite and antithesis of that. I'd rather be in the audience or standing on the bar and shouting a lot.
Well, yeah, and a good example of that sort of thing was I don't like the band now, and I just kind of we'll call it kind of a comeback to make some money. Is Good Charlotte was in town. Good Charlotte was in town last night. I know a few people at the show, and they said, "Man, it wasn't bad, but they talked after every song. There's like no back to backs. Like just get to the music."
People are there for the music, isn't they? Yeah, exactly.
We want to hear you talk. We'll watch an interview. We don't hear you go, "Thank you so much, so much." Like, yeah, we get it. Just keep playing. Shut up. So yeah, I heard about that. Not a show I would have gone to regardless. Even if I was getting a free ticket, I wouldn't catch me there. But yeah, it's like I can kind of see that. The one of the only nostalgic bands I went to see for me, kind of bands, was last July. I went to see House of Pain, which was actually pretty badass.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I was pretty excited about that. I got my old school House of Pain t-shirt. I had to get a new one because my other one had holes worn in it, just like my old. I've replaced my Ramones shirt 3 times because of how much I've worn it.
Oh wow, that's amazing. So, how was House of Pain though? Were they good?
Yeah, they was pretty cool live, and of course he expected Everlast to play What It's Like because he did the solo album way after it was done. And for Limp Bizkit fans, that DJ Lethal was part of Limp Bizkit for a while, and.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that, actually.
Oh, really? Well, there you go.
You learn something new every day. There you go, yeah.
DJ Lethal was part of Limp Bizkit up until the last kind of, we'll call it, popular album, and then they dropped off face earth, and kind of people saw them for what they were, and then for some reason Cash Money signed them. I don't know why, but so.
Just before we started this interview, I was just reading an article about the 10 worst Limp Bizkit songs, and I think I've never heard of any of them, but
Well, that's probably why.
There you go, yeah.
I'm not going to continue on with them because I could go on what idiots there for a long time. So, but Mike, your turn, buddy.
Well, to be honest, I'm really tempted to ask you, Bonesy, just how you feel about Papa Roach, because I know that really sets you off. I'll hold it back.
Yeah.
Because we'll be here for hours.
Yeah, and it's a little bit too early for me to carry on and tell you what I really think of them. So.
Yeah. There's just that little thread, a warranted thread.
Yeah.
I will tell you a quick story when we actually played in a pub in Worthing. We agreed to do this gig. And basically it was called a young performers thing, so it was basically a bit like an open mic night, but like the youngest person there was I think 9 and the oldest was about 15, and basically they wanted a kind of what they called a proper band to play afterwards as a kind of, hey, you could be like these guys, and I was like, yeah, well, you know, we're always happy to support the local music scene and everything else that's right up our street. You know, that sort of stuff. So we did it, but it was on a Sunday, and the problem was it started really late because loads of people got stuck in a traffic jam outside of the town. So by the time we got on, because these kids were all really young, they all had to go. So we ended up playing to a completely empty pub. We were literally playing to our girlfriends and the bar staff. And I remember what reminded me of this is I huddled with everyone. There was like 2 people in the corner, you know, playing pool or whatever, and we knew there was a few people kind of wandering around outside. And I was like, let's just play it like it's Wembley and get on with it and see what happens.
Yeah.
It just reminded me, you know, you saying that a minute ago. So we got up, we started playing, and just absolutely, you know, we're out in the audience, in inverted commas, dancing with our own partners, but
with your girlfriends,
yeah. But these 2 guys came in off the street, and because it was a pub gig, we did a couple of covers, and we started doing Rockin' in the Free World. And these 2 guys came in off the street, and we found out afterwards they came in because they heard us playing and thought, oh, that sounds really good. We got them up on stage, we got them singing with us. We like made these guys, like that was their year. Do you know what I mean? Like we absolutely made them feel like rock stars.
Nice.
Whereas for us it was just like, you know, an overinflated band practice. But I think there's some element of truth in that, you know, just play every show as if it's, you know, the greatest show in the world, and you'll reap the rewards at some point, I'm sure.
That's it, because even if those 2 people, they will always remember that now. They'll be like, oh, remember that time that we walked into that bar and that band were like super cool and they let us sing with them and that? Like, they will always remember that, and that's like, if it's nothing else, that's, you know, that's what you're doing it for, surely. You're there to make people happy and to make cool memories about your band, right? So
that's exactly it, and like you said, that's the kind of story you would tell, you know, people in the pub or at a party or whatever, you know, if it comes up. That's one of those stories you would tell. So yeah, we were really happy with it.
Oh, nice.
Right on.
That's super cool.
You know,
I love stuff like that. Go on, sorry.
No, go ahead, Mike.
Oh, to be honest, I was going to ask it. So, related question. I've heard that despite you being one man on an acoustic guitar, you get mosh pits going at your gig. And I want to know.
That is true, yeah. There's some places where, for some reason, despite never living there or going anywhere near them, I seem to have some kind of weird fan base, and some of these places like to start a mosh pit. I played a gig in, do you know Chatham? Have you ever heard of Chatham in Medway? You must have.
Yeah, I know Chatham, yeah. Poker
Poco Loco, right? Honestly, like, for some strange reason, despite never living anywhere near around there, like for some reason, whenever I play down there, I, like, pack out the bars, and, like, they have a great music scene down there. And every single time I play Poco Loco, there has been a mosh pit, and so I think that is my favourite venue to play, you know? It's such a cool venue.
That's awesome.
But yeah, mosh pits, you know, like standing in the middle of it as well with people like circle pitting around you to an acoustic guitar. Like, I don't think there's anything weirder to watch than that, right?
It sounds awesome.